How do you want to start this, Shotty? You know, I accidentally destroyed the sun?
Oh my.
Yeah, so it may be a little dark in the sky, but Shotty, I was going to take you on a little drive here, you know, in this fancy new rig. I didn't change the pedals, so they're not working right. That's fine. Don't look at the pedal, Shotty. I mean, I kind of messed up the whole map. I got a little crazy with the deleting things, and I was doing everything in a hurry, you know, because time is not my friend at the moment.
Don't go on the water.
It's alright. Actually, it's not alright. It didn't save my terrain adjustments. Dang it.
Told you.
Okay. You know what, Shawty? You're gonna have to stay in the truck. You're not gonna be able to see the cool contraption out there. And technically, I really messed it up, so it's not as cool as it should have been, could have been, would have been, because I was a fool, and I flipped the faces that I was pretty sure were showing red, because they were, and all of those faces that I flipped are invisible, which is unfortunate. But also, when I was fixing the paint on the outside, I wasn't paying attention that the same material was linked to some of the things on the inside, and so that part got a little messed up. But it's fine. It can't stay in here anyway. Trust me, it cannot. It is larger than the game map or anything else that I have in it, and file size. And I don't even think I can turn my headlights on because that may even freeze or something. Weird things may happen. But I'll be darned on a yarn in a barn on a farm if I don't go up in here and at least try to show this thing a little bit, because the person that made this did a really good job. But I changed like the material on the bottom there to make it be more black like it was supposed to be, because before it was actually showing the room on the doors there. Well, it was showing like there were doors and there weren't supposed to be along those chunky parts there, and this white piece is supposed to also be black. I don't know why it got changed back, and this is technically also supposed to be red or something, but it didn't. I don't know why that got changed. Anyway, it is not perfecto. However, look at that. The Titanic, everyone. Inside Farming Simulator. Okay. Since you know what game we're in. And ignore these warnings, okay? It is because many things I did wrong. But some things I had to do wrong because it just wasn't going to work the other way. But it's not staying, and also I effed up the bridge here, so that's gone. I don't even know if there's a way I can get over there then. I mean, I can swim? Probably? Ooh, is there something here maybe? I accidentally deleted these bridges because there was a part over there I was doing a little rock. I was building a little rock climb thing. I should have deleted that pole. Oh man, come on! And when I was building the rock climb thing, I deleted the bridge there, and somehow I had selected all the bridges apparently. Unless they were just all linked automatically. And that's why I have no bridges. Whew, luckily, I was able to get up there, though. I tried to raise the brightness on the screen and on the needles, but it's not working the way I want it to. Which makes sense. I didn't build a true emission for it, but I know ways around things, and so that's what I did. The needles, maybe it's because the headlights aren't on, but this may crash. Ooh, yeah, it doesn't like the headlights. Leave them off. I don't know why that's a thing. But listen, if you put something like the Titanic in your game world, I mean, there's things that could just unexpectedly, what the heck did I do here? I feel like this had to have always been here, right? Also, there's supposed to be a collision on that, and I haven't done that. I'm pretty sure this has always been like this, surely, because I didn't mess with any part of this part of the map. It's the only thing I didn't touch. I didn't want to mess with it, since I pretty much stripped everything else out of the map. I just hope that the collision works. Oh man, it may not work on this ramp. Will it work on the Titanic? It doesn't work. Why isn't the collision working? You see, you can see the half... this side here, it completely is see-through on that side, so you can see that. But damn it, I'm going to have to find another way to get up there, because... why doesn't that have a collision on it? Hold on, let me get up here for a second. This is supposed to be... I was pretty sure I changed it. Makes me wonder if the Titanic's collision is going to work then. Ooh. Without this ramp, though, I can't get up there. And we could just try to swim to it. And it'll at least tell me if the collision will work on it, I guess. Don't worry, we're going to check it out, but... I don't understand why... because I've raised all of this sand up across here so that I could drive... I would have theoretically been able to drive through here. But it did not save that change at all. Yet it saved the deleting the bridges and everything else. I just need to know if you have collision on something before I hit the edge of the map here. I didn't even think about that. This thing is like on the edge. I don't think that has... There are stairs in it though, because so originally this is a full interior. It has every level and all the rooms and everything, but you're not going to get to enjoy to see all of that because of all of this that I messed up. But it was there, and all of this is probably rooms that the faces were flipped on or got flipped on when I was doing some things, because trust me, this was a behemoth of a file size to work with, and to try to put it in something that it's not even, definitely not tuned to be in. that was a job. However, I mean, we could kind of see the engine room here. Looks like a little bit. Eventually we're going to hit the edge of the map, though. I think it's coming up. So I don't think you can go out very far. I may just drop through if there's not a barrier. Or not. We all won't just drop through? Interesting. It's doing some weird things to my camera. I'm not doing that. However, this is not looking right because... well, it's obviously not looking right, but it's also not... it doesn't have collision on it. This stuff should have collision. Man, we're not going to be able to see this, though, because it's going to go out of the map. Shoot. 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 Darn it. I'm actually disappearing because I'm not in the map anymore, technically. Which means I must have deleted the barriers. is I don't think I should have been able to swim out this far. Yeah, that right there, where you can see the terrain down there, that's where the edge of the map is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be able to go past that. But had I really thought about that when I was putting this thing in there, I probably wouldn't have made it such a large size. But I mean, it's the Titanic. You know what I mean? And maybe it's way bigger than it would be realistically, but come on. It's cool. At least to me it is. Okay. We're just going to teleport back to this truck because I can't believe that doesn't work. I can just load it in the Giants editor, though it's still not going to look like it should. I would actually have to open it up in Blender to show you that, but that, as large as this thing is, it doesn't run smoothly in there. To like zoom around and everything and move around. So that would be hard to do, but maybe I can go to the side and we can kind of see in there. But since the rigid body didn't work on that piece, I'm guessing it's not working on the Titanic either. However, in the editor, it was working because I walked up the ramp and I walked up onto the ship and then walked through some rooms. And even the stairs would work because I had collision on them. And I will just go and do that again. But first I just at least had to see it in... Oh, look at all this stuff I deleted. I wanted to try to see it in here. It's fine. You know why it's fine? Because I accidentally deleted the sky and deleted the sun. When I was going on my delete everything rampage, which you should never do. But I was trying to give myself some space, just in case like it was going to run rough with such a large asset being in it. And I mean, it is a very large asset, and I don't mean just visually the size. I did that. It actually isn't that big when you get it. It's golly, it's probably only a few inches big. And then I scaled it up. Fun fact, the vehicles like this and stuff, and feet, this is like 2 feet long. So like if this was like printed out in real life, that's the size it would be. So that should tell you like how scaled down everything in this little world is. Compared to real life. I always find things like that interesting. Yeah, it's about 2 feet and maybe 3 feet tall, something like that. Which, don't get me wrong, in real life that would be a pretty cool size model. You know. I put the Lambo lights on the back of it. Pretty cool. And you've seen the headlights in the video along with the clock there. I'm going to just have to reset this. Well, it's just might as well just open up the engine. So we'll just close the game. I mean, that's all I can really do is open the map up. I mean, it's weird though. It's like it saves your progress when you first start doing the map, and then when once you save it, and then you play in it and then go back to try to change something else, it doesn't save the progress anymore. I don't know why that happens, but it's something that has been happening every time I've tried to change it. I didn't get to show you my cool gas station. We didn't even come over here. But basically, this is the gas station I'll talk about when I said I made a cool gas station for this. And I actually have to hit play so you can see the sign does a cool little flickering thing. Then we got a sign here, top prize, tax-free, a Cadillac IQ, bro. Yeah, cool little thing there. I named this place Switches because it had switches to switch the 3 different fuel types. So this place has, let's see, this is the nitro fuel. This is also supposed to be nitro fuel. I don't know why it's purple. A lot of color-coded everything. The red is just regular fuel. the green is obviously diesel. And yeah, that's diesel. Diesel on the outsides. We got these two pumps that have fuel, you know, so if there was a lot of traffic, people coming through, the line would be backed up because there's only two pumps. Oh, I know why there's two different colors. Okay, this is nitro fuel, but this is probably like 110 or 120 octane, and this one was the highest octane that you could get. I can't remember the exact numbers, okay? I've done many things since then. This is also supposed to be lower so that the wash buckets for your windshield are actually on the ground, but not like probably completely on the ground. Anyway, you can actually walk into here because I've done that in game before I messed with the Titanic. Man, it does have to be higher though because you don't see the glossy floor. That must have been one. Let me just undo. Who cares if it's floating? It's not going to stay. So basically this side was going to be like a little where you could drive through and fix your cars, like how the game has the garage type thing like that. This is the actual Cadillac that is displayed out there, you know, because I don't like to do anything that's just for looks only, like on a poster. You need to actually have some things realistic, right? Or at least I do. So yeah, this thing is actually in here. And I did light up the little neon lights in there, LED, and these lights are glowing. I mean, all the lights are glowing, really. But anyway, it was supposed to be a grand prize you could win by, like, coming up in here into the casino. Where we have the slot machines. I mean, all the fun stuff. I would probably be playing this. But I don't gamble. Remember, I did say that before. I mean, every now and then, very rare occasion, will I go try my luck. The person that made this asset, though, pretty darn cool. And I put these "you could win" signs up here. I don't remember what was supposed to go up there before, but I used their asset and I used their textures that they had. I didn't really change anything other than I got rid of the carpet. Because I had an issue with it, so it's gone. Oh, and I put the high rollers, because like in a lot of casinos, there's a high stakes or there's a, golly, it's called something like whatever it's called. I can't think of it at the moment. But it's got like where the $100 machines are and everything, like the high roller stuff. So like all these machines that are here, wrapped around here, they would be the ones that would be the higher low bet price on it, you know, starting at like $100 or whatever. And the same with this stuff up here. It would be like the higher bets. Down here, you got your pretty much, you're just going in to try to spend a quick 20 to make 200,000 and end up losing $680 being in debt because that was your lunch money. I don't know. I just made that up. I mean, I'm sure that's happened to someone, but darn. So I don't know if we're going to be able to see this. You know how like at the real gas pumps, they got like replace the nozzle thing? The Tweety Bird thing is actually it's kind of a wink to the thing that when I made the Ram, the first Ram I did that had the custom interior, and on the little tweeters, I had this little Tweety Bird that would dance. She would actually move, which was so cool. And that's why that's there. This was from, if you remember, the first mod I ever did with the farm sim was the Big Buck. So like this was like a thing to it. And they all just say replace nozzle when finished. This is like just for this switches as the triple fuel gas here. So that's why that is. There's the Shelby that I haven't done anything with yet still, but someday I may. This is a concept of my side-by-side. I built one that is pretty close to that, but actually I have more than one because I have one that's got the hard body on the side. But that one's pretty cool. I also didn't ever put it in anything. And yeah, there's another one, but it's a different, it's got a different side on it than that. I think, well, that might be it. It's actually been a while since I've seen it. But, oh, there's Becky. Yep, she deserved to be on there. Here's the little ATM machine. So this was originally the gas tank that, or gas station that is in the game. I just took it, stripped it out, and then started creating my own little, spicing it up a bit, I guess you could say. So the ATM, I got this fun little thing here. It's supposed to be like lookout fender bender, was be like the phone number. I thought it was funny. No one else probably does. That's fine. You know, everyone's got what they like and what they don't like. I'm trying to get this zoom. I gotta change this. It's zooming too fast. It'd be easier to read if it wasn't jumping so much. I don't know if that's going to be turned down enough, but I'll try it. Yeah, that works. So it kind of looks like a real thing here. Oh man, that was a big amount overdraft. You know, I like to do like funny little things like that whenever I can. Like this right here. I thought that was pretty funny. Also this, golly, I hope I can get over here to see this. Oh yeah, it's got a legit night deposit too. Like, if you're an adult, you know what this stuff is. But maybe you're an adult and you've never used the ATM in your life. So, I mean, dang, that's unfortunate. Or maybe it is fortunate, you know. I actually know some people that don't trust banks. And they keep all of their money, like, in their own safe place. Oh, man, I can't read it. If you don't feel comfortable putting card in machine or card reader is offline, lay it here, do not tap. Because a lot of the modern ATMs now, they got like where you tap the card or whatever. So like, you know, that was a little cool little lore for this ATM machine. And then behind this black is supposed to be a camera, you know. But look, I'll show you. There's nothing in here. Okay. I'm not scared to show the ugly on anything that I do. But outside, you would never know. I mean, because this would have a collision on it. And so, like, if you tried to, like, look in the machine, your character would just run into it. But very, very cool little thing. It looks like it's a lot of detail, but it's really not. I mean, this is just text, bro. This is just text and some color changes with some things to make it look real. I could have even put, like, the enter button here, but I didn't. Because, you know, I wasn't planning on, like, putting this in, like, a real roleplay thing. It's just for me and Shoddy, wherever she went. But yeah, that's pretty much the gas station because I know I've mentioned before, man, I got a cool gas station. I wish I could get in there. Well, it's here. It's actually in here now. And there's actually a mod for the icons that you could place down. So I could, like, probably place something to actually use this as fuel. There is actually a problem with making your own fuel, though, because you actually would have to crack into the main hardcore game files that you don't typically touch, because that's the way they did their fuel script and everything. Yes, you can change something in the vehicle script to like diesel or electric charge, but you can't change it to like nitromethane. So I built a script for nitromethane fuel, and I did get it to work, but the way I got it to work, it would have never been anything I could have let anyone else use or like share on like any of the farm sim mod sites or anything, because, which I don't do that anyway, but if I was going to, I couldn't do that because you would actually have to change your hardcore game, hard-coded game files, which you should never do, never have to do. But I was just like, damn it, I built this stuff. I really wanted it because I was going to put the trucks like this in here, and it would have made sense. They would have had their own type of fuel, you know. Not everything needs to run on diesel like it does in this game. It's either diesel or electric. That's the only two things. They don't even have regular fuel, you know? That was why I was putting these in. But like on the fuel tanks that you fill up and everything, because I built a custom, it's like black and purple. I can show that too. It's somewhere. But I built a custom little fuel pump thing that you can fill up, you know, like the fuel tanker thing that you just place on the ground. It's the placeable. And so I tried to change the script on just one of them. Because I was like, if I could just modify this, well, it let me do it, but the game didn't recognize the nitromethane. So what I ended up having to do to make it work was it still uses diesel. It just called it something else. But it wasn't, and it worked like that. It actually made the sound like it was filling up and everything. But it didn't show the fuel, like it didn't work right. If that makes sense. It worked, but it didn't work. I don't know. And it was still because of, like, they only have the 2 types of fuel. And if you try to change it, it's a big no-no for the game engine. It's on the game engine side. All of my signs that I changed, you need to, if you're going to put signs in, I know in, like, Farm Sim 22, there's someone that made a mod that, like, you could put the signs. I need to change my speed back again. But you could change the signs, you know. You could put a sign in. What am I looking for? The preferences. Still don't have a good place for this mic. I mean, depending on what I do, it always has to be in a different place. You know? So I might jump into another VR game. I've been looking at some that they haven't come out yet, but I was like, man, I would like to do another short thing, you know? Oh. I guess the water does run when it's like in play mode here. But that makes sense. Oh man, this is broke? Oh no. So what this was like, this is where I deleted that first bridge and built a little rock. It's going to have like where you had to do a little rock challenge. And then I was like, well, let me make a legit little hill to climb up. But I don't know. Do these have rigid body on them? They do not. So you'd probably just drive through them like that. Man, none of them do? I could have swore like the rocks that were on the ground you could run into. Like they had a collision. Well, it doesn't matter because, you know, we're going to delete this stuff anyway. Anyway, let's get over to the Titanic, what you've been waiting on. You've been waiting on me to go over here so you could be disappointed like I was. And we don't need this to be like playing anymore, really. We're not seeing anything that's going to be moving in here. Could have been, though. This, for a model like this, I thought it would be cool if, like, someone... I don't know why no one's done this. If they have, I just haven't heard about it. But, like, you could just build, like, a game where you have to survive on the Titanic or fight through hordes of whatever on the Titanic, you know? Like, throw this type of... Well, I don't know if 7 Days to Die could handle this. But if it could, something that... Or a game that has zombies or something... You gotta fight through and survive, you know, that would be pretty cool. Because the Titanic is a very cool ship, you know. And it's massive. I mean, it doesn't have to be this big. I made it this big because I'm me. So, like, yeah, the stuff like this that had all the shaders on it before, which I will show you in Blender, since I'm going to show this. I just want to show you everything that I messed up. All of this went black and like cleared all this out because what I should have did was just highlight the faces out here. It would have took a while, but because when I was doing the select, that's supposed to select all of them that are joined, it was only doing like a little square. So it was going to take a while no matter what. And if you highlight like this, the majority of the time you're highlighting things on the inside as well. So that's not the best way to do it. So, you know, I mean, some things got messed up, but there is like a room or two that I believe stayed intact. At least I'm really hoping it did. In one scene that I seen it in, it was still intact, and I can't remember which scene that was now. All of these walls that are invisible is because of the faces, though. The model itself, if you go and get this model, it doesn't look like that. And I will also show where I get models like this. Let me go down. Man, I was really sure that at least one room was safe And it's not looking that way, is it? What? Wait, it's like it deleted all of my textures. Hold on. Oh, I think it did because earlier when I went through here, which was like early this morning, like maybe 4 o'clock this morning, the textures were loaded in. Maybe that's what happened somehow? How would they have gotten cleared out though? Because it was in the map that I was looking at them. Wait, this doesn't still have the rigid body on it? Man, I'm more confused than I was before. Why didn't this save, bro? This is why it's gotten jank. Can't even show you the rooms like this. I'm gonna have to go to the ship. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure, like, this room. It's one of the rooms. It still had all of its textures intact, and the walls were intact. They weren't. Well, damn. I wouldn't have been much to see anyway if I could have climbed up this. Which, let me go ahead and look. I can tell the rigid body isn't on this anymore. For whatever reason. I do not know. I mean, technically that was, I think, just the group. Because the Titanic had quite a bit of pieces. This does have a rigid body on it. So their rigid body with collision on a shape that you get out of their primitive doesn't work. That doesn't seem right. Why would it not work? Which, I know this game isn't for like this. All it's intended for, actually, is to do your little farming on your little farms. Not supposed to be doing any kind of bogus stuff like this. That's extra. It's not what the game was designed for. However, primitives, though, that they have in their engine should definitely have collision that works. I know stuff like this has collisions that work because I've used something before like that. Like it was a fence piece. It wasn't all that. It was just one thing. And basically I opened it up, found its collision. I stole its collision. So let's say it was just the square. And put it on something before that I wanted to have a collision that wasn't having one because the rigid body wasn't right. So like even when I apply rigid body to stuff like this, which it has one. So let me go ahead and try to walk on it and make sure that's on. The only thing is, for whatever reason, and it could be the Titanic causing this, because I thought before I could just run around. And like it runs and then stops. I don't know what that's about. But like with the collision, it's like your feet are kind of sunk through. It's not actually detecting the outside of the shape. I don't know how they have that created, but okay, yeah. So you can see how it looks like I'm sunk through the ground. It's because of the collision that you just can throw on something by using rigid body isn't perfect. And that's true for most cases in everything. See, the stairs work, bro. I wasn't lying. I know somebody was like, bro, he didn't get them stairs to work. Bro, he didn't actually get the Titanic in there. I mean, I did, but, you know, I can see. You can talk all the shit you want to talk because, yeah, you're right. It isn't perfect. Hover. Wait. Before I delete it. Let me get a good look at it inside the game. Also, these faces. Man, I selected them and changed them to blue. It didn't like it. What I would do on a face that's got red when I made it blue and it's still turning invisible, I wouldn't do it with this because it's such a huge thing. You're going to double the size unless you low polyed it and you're going to do a lot of work. But it's possible to do. You would make a copy of it and you would select everything on the copy and flip the faces. Just make sure you don't move it when you make the copy. It's exactly where this one is. so that you've got your inside and outside faces now, okay? And everything would be visible. And that works, but you know, look how far off the map that thing was. Like only the back of it fit. The rest of it was like way out here. And there was a ship, which I deleted. Oh man, I should have kept it because that thing looks like a little peanut compared to this. Yeah. Anyway, that was the Titanic. So now when I save this, it may save a little faster because the exporting earlier, it probably took 30 seconds, which is a little longer than it should ever take. I don't think this is my ship. No, it's not going to be my ship. It's a prop I would have made in my racing fuel. Actually, I can show that tank right here just real quick because it's a simple, small thing. This was the tank I was talking about that I took from their thing and like customized, you know, just threw some simple carbon fiber on it and a little bit of changes on the colors. As simple as it looks, it probably took me a couple hours because I had to select different things and change different things. Because when you export something out in like an object, it's all one solid piece and you got to go in and break it all apart so that you can do this. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but it was worth it for me to see it at the time. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, this was it. Look at the size. Look at the size of this thing, okay? That should not even open. I mean, to be honest, it really, you would think it wouldn't even open, but it opens, okay? It opens, and here, it still doesn't have all the shaders. Why are all the shaders gone now? How did that happen? It doesn't make any sense to me because I didn't ever take it out and put it back in to fix it. But when I ran through it earlier, I went up those giant stairs and they were all wood. And I'll just show you what the model's supposed to look like in Blender. But I was trying to make it look more like the Titanic because the version that it was didn't look like the Titanic in the colors on the outside, which you'll see soon. The only thing I didn't do was put the word Titanic up there in text. But the way they did the windows on this part of it, it didn't really, there was not really anywhere you could put it. I guess you could try to fit it here. Probably goes there somewhere, but I don't know, man. I just thought it was cool to just actually see this thing because the only place I've ever seen the Titanic is in the Titanic movie. Okay? That's the only place I've ever seen the Titanic. But I did think that this was cool. When I was in Blender, I did notice that these were all red. So I was like, well, that's cool because that means I can show what every level of every floor looks like. But it didn't turn out that way because all of my shaders got... I don't know how all the shaders got removed. Or textures. Pick something. Oh man, yeah, they're not here now. That's so weird because it did import them with textures before. Or it imported this ship with it before. I don't know how that got changed. The only thing I did earlier was I downloaded the Giants editor again and the Blender exporter again because I was having an issue in Blender trying to export out the freaking... Let me open... Actually, we could probably just open that entire ship up. I just would have to import the textures for it. That's fine. We can do that. Is it an FBX? Is it an FBX, bro? Is it still here? It's not still here. I have to be careful what I open because Shoddy would be showing, if you know what I mean. But I mean, I guess I could cut anything that I don't want the show on the internet because that shouldn't be seen like that. But she's fully skinned, you could say. But I wanted her to look realistic. What is the freaking crap? I don't know where it is, bro, but I can find it in Blender while I've worked on it. It wouldn't be a building. It should just be... Gosh, I'm nervous, bro. I'm so nervous opening these folders. You'll know in a second if I have to cut. I mean, I may have already cut because I'm like, I don't want people to have to wait for me to find something because I can't remember what I named something. But it's named like the Titanic. And I didn't put that in the hella build. That should have been a hella build, bro. Actually, may have put it on the high performance. Okay, she's definitely got clothes on there, so it's okay. When she's sitting in the truck, you can't see the bottom, but it is there. All right? She's just missed stickums in the thighs, so it kind of just covers everything. I wonder if this one has got all the textures. It looks like the one I changed, though. If it should look like this, though, because that is going to show all the proper textures, or this one, perhaps. I'll go ahead and open this one, but if it's the one I changed the textures on, which it looks like it is, because it's all got the whole hole that is black, then I'll have to open up the other one. That's why I wanted to load the original model in that was created. And then I'll show you where I got it. Because I did not build this. I could never in my life build something at this scale and keep up the patience for it. Like, there's no way. So yeah, it's a little wiggly. So it's not going to be the best way to look at it. But also, wait, it didn't have the textures, right? Yeah, no. Okay, good. That's not the right one then. It's one of them. I think, unless I overwrote it. I might have did some overwriting when I was saving. Camera was in a weird spot. But yeah, it kind of looks like this. Like, it's got the jagged edges. I mean, I smoothed my version of it out that I was looking at. But this one, hold on. I can scale it up. I can only go so far, though, because, like, I don't know how people build the giant models in Blender. It always, like, disappears, part of it, if it gets too large. For whatever reason. But this is how it actually looked when I imported it in. Bit rough looking. However, it was fixable. This is what I was talking about with the doors. Like, it's because of the way they did their textures on the walls here. For whatever reason, they had the outside one tied to it. So that's why that looks like that. Hopefully I made it large enough that we can pop in here. And obviously this would look better right now if I had an HDR background going along with it. But, bro, we was trying to just have a peek. Have a quick peek. Although some of these textures don't look right. And I didn't do that. So maybe some of them didn't get wrapped properly. You would need a beast of a machine to have this, be able to look around this smoothly, for one. But if you were going to build like tables and stuff inside each room and decorate each room out, oh man. I don't know why there hasn't been like a game developer that has like put this, something like this together though, where you could edit each room. I've been wanting to get that Enzoia game, whatever it is, kind of like The Sims, to check it out, because I used to have a sim thing. What is it? Like my cousin has it right now, the sim bug, where that's all she does. Well, it's not all she does. I mean, she goes to work and everything, but anyway, I had the whole sim thing, and I did all the, that was back when I was the I'd got all the achievements for it, but like it wasn't what I was trying to do. That was back when I was like I would try to 100% everything because there wasn't nothing else to do. I wasn't building things back then. I didn't know I could. That's the truth. I never knew I could do what I do now. I didn't. I didn't go to college for this or anything. I didn't. No one taught me. This is all I learned how to not build the Titanic. I couldn't do that, but I know how to mess with the textures. I do know how to 3D model if I need to make something, but I mean, something at this scale, bro, I couldn't do that. My mouse. Also, so I broke my middle mouse button. This is the third mouse I've had in 6 months. Oh, and it's the one that's got like the 16,000 positive reviews. The Red Dragon Impact Elite. Okay. All the other buttons work fine though, so I programmed the middle mouse button to another button on top of the mouse. Anyway, I bought a new mouse and freaking man, if this was like a larger scale ship, I feel like we would be going through here and it feel more realistic like, but I would definitely have, if I was modding this myself for the textures, I definitely would have the real wood, the real metal look. I mean, that's all stuff you could throw on this model though, and someone will probably do it. I mean, like the carpet. I don't know what year this was even made in, but I can tell these textures are not like modern textures, you know? They could be just custom textures the person may have made as well, but they don't, I don't know. It looks like it would be like the PlayStation 2 kind of textures, you know? Maybe PlayStation 3. Maybe like some even modern games today, they come out and they drop a new game and it's got like these old style textures. I don't understand why. Why are we still building games like that, bro? I mean, is it easier? Or is the new stuff just like too much to learn? I don't know, man. Textures are not. There's even where you can get free textures, or you can use AI and create your own textures. Okay, that has no type of copyright or anything. But a lot of the free to use textures, you can use them. Just give credits where they're due, bruh. Man, this is an amazing looking room. Just imagine how good this would look though with like some fancier texture going on here, you know? I don't know if I walk if it would help. Actually, can you walk? That's a thing, right? I only fly, bro, so I don't know if I can walk. Walk. Do it work. Do it work smooth, like. I mean, it's not terrible. Oh, we can even kind of run. Okay. Okay. Yeah, some of these textures are not the best, but it's fine, bro. No matter how bad these textures may look, you don't understand how much work it would take to build this. Oh, look at that. Look at, bro, that is amazing. That's my kind of style right there, man. Where like you have a picture of the real thing in there somewhere. I really enjoyed seeing that. Super cool. Super cool. This whole ship is super cool. Like the textures for me, they don't even bother me. Because I'm just like, I've only ever seen the freaking Titanic and the scenes on the Titanic movie. You know? In the Titanic movie. So I've never like got to walk around and explore this. Can you imagine throwing this into something like Unreal Engine or a game engine that could handle it and do what you want with it? I mean, it's insane. It would probably even be maybe a little bit of weight for an engine like Unreal, though, to be honest. Everything has limitations. That's what's always so unfortunate. But things are improving and getting better over the years. Can we just go upstairs, or do we just go through? Ah, this is why I needed to fly then. Darn. Okay. I forgot how to do the fly thing. I didn't know how to get out of walk. Anyway, man, I hope that someone maybe found this interesting to just kind of look around and see this. And when you see the images, when I show you where this model is, because like it doesn't look like this, so it may be just the Blender one that's a little rough. I did look at the one that was on like Sketch. Is it still called Sketchfab? I know it changed, but I think it's still got the same name. Oh, just an empty room. I still didn't see that fancy room that I seen. Where did I see that at? Like, it was like right going into it somewhere. I had the pretty red carpet and everything. Oh, you know what it is? I just looked up at the numbers. I low polyed this. That's why the textures got broken on this particular one. Yeah. And the one that I did put in the Giants engine, I didn't low poly that one at all. The only thing I did to that was put on some weighted normals to smoothen out something like this. And luckily it worked, because a lot of times you will try, oh, this is actually all one group too. And it has the weighted normal on it. Yeah, but it looks like this because I did a weighted, hold on, let me find, gosh. Give me a second. I'll find the freaking model. Well, no, I'll just pull it up on the website. Okay, it's on sale right now too. So if you wanted to get this model for yourself, it's half off. This is where I got it from, CG Trader. There's really a lot of creators on here that make amazing things. That when I need like a rim or something, and I'm like, I don't want to make a whole freaking wheel right now, I'm just like, oh yeah, there's one. Here's the one I would have made that someone's already done, you know. So just wow, yeah. So they did their textures right here. I don't know why it's all messed up on that one. Because, yeah, I did low poly it, but before I low polyed it, the textures were not right. However, on this, they are definitely right. Yeah. There's a lot of pictures to go through here. I wonder if I can make it. It doesn't. Yeah, it scales the picture weird, so I'd have to look at it like. I mean, look at that. With some ray tracing going on, if you had this in something. Amazing. Amazing. So, like, these look like updated textures, too. So, I wonder why those textures are the ones that it had on there. Look like that. Because, yeah, like, I ran through and seen it like this. And Giants engine, not in the game, but yeah, the rooms were all like that. Huh. But as you could tell when we were looking through it in Blender, it wasn't looking like this. Which, if you really look close, you can tell this is lower polyed floor, texture-wise. It's not a 4K texture. Actually, don't think any of these are. That would be hard to pull off such a 16K type texture thing on everything. You would really need a damn powerful engine that could pull that off and run smoothly. But it could be done. It's not impossible. But the main thing you're going to need is a beast of a machine. And you're going to need that beast of a machine overclocked, like I have mine. I have a high-end PC, and I don't give a shit. I've overclocked everything. It needed it, because a high-end wasn't high-end enough for the stuff that I have to do. It's unbelievable. I really thought it would be. I mean, yeah, this is the best way to show you, though, the pictures of it, because I can't show you the model going around so smoothly. But you did at least get to go through there. Oh, look, they got, like, half of it open there. A lot of models that you find, or cars that you find in modded games, like Grand Theft Auto or anything, they come from sites like these. People buy them and then they mod them to work into a game. I haven't seen anyone else that does the kind of thing that I do, that like fully customizes things. Which makes sense, because if they're not the ones building it, they're just taking it and modding it, getting it rigged up. I mean, it's all a lot of work, everything. But I clicked on Stationary 94's models that he has here. I think I could load more. But I mean, basically when you come through like the home, where's like the home page? Is that it? I always start with like, just so you can kind of see. Stuff like this. Like, you've probably seen some of these cars in modded games. You know, that's where like they come from. They're really good for like if you're working on a project and stuff and you want to put a game or a car in, and you've built out your world and terrain and everything, and you're like, golly, I don't want to have to go model a whole car for this. You don't have to. You can get something like this to try out in there. You know. It's really crazy to me, though, because, like, all of this stuff is copyrighted by the, like, this Ram truck is copyrighted by the Ram. You're not legally supposed to be able to sell this when it has the Ram. I mean, everyone says it's a look-alike or whatever. It's the damn truck, though. Look at it. You know? Just so you know that, if you're thinking about getting these models and trying to sell them, you could get your ass in trouble. The first reason would be you didn't even make the model. You're just like trying to buy it so you can resell it as something. And all you did was like change the tires or change the paint color. You can't do that, bro. Don't do that. I mean, I completely do interiors and sometimes outside body modifications and everything, and I still do not sell anything that I've made. I have this car, and I put it in the farm sim when I had Mars. And when Mars died, this car died with it. Yeah, but I did have the new Charger. I don't even think anyone's buying these in real life. When it comes to electric stuff, I don't know anyone that has an electric car. Nobody wants one that I know, and I know quite a few people. There is an electric truck that I would like to have, though, the Ram Charger, but I'm not going to buy one. But if I was going to, and if I had the money to just throw at a truck, I would probably get the Ram Charger when it drops. It just looked cool. It just looked cool. And it's supposed to charge while you drive it or whatever, too, so there's that. But anyway, that's one of the sites. There's some other sites, but I'm not going to show them. You can try to find them on your own. For one, this isn't sponsored or anything, you know, so all of these people, I'm kind of helping them out, showing more people of like where they can find their stuff. But on the other sites, I'm not too sure about, like, so I don't want to also like lead you somewhere. You can find pretty much anything you want to find though on a 3D modeling site like this. There's even like, if you're looking to 3D print stuff, you would rather go to like, shoot, what is that? What is it called? I just put in STL 3D model and it'll show up. I'll see the link and know what it is. It's not that. It's this, Colts 3D. There's a lot of cool things you can get from here and print into 3D model stuff like that. I really want to get a freaking 3D printer. I cannot afford one, but I want one so bad. Like in the future, I would really like to get one of them so that I could print out some of the stuff that I make, you know. This would be very cool. Very, very cool. And I've used these two sites for quite a bit of time. So I can tell you, I've never gotten any scam things from them. So like, or like my information was ever taken or whatever. So that's why I can say for certain I've used it. And I just wanted to show you like something that someone might have been curious about. I wanted to build this. This is an AI image, but I wanted to build the 3D model of this. It's got so many damn swimming pools though. I was like, what would be the point? But I thought it would be cool to have a shootout on, you know, like you have some people up here, people here swimming in the pool. You're down here running up, trying to rob the place or something, you know? I don't know. Just saying. Anyway, that's all for today. Until I get something else put together or we jump into a new game. The Mind's Eye, I don't think the new update dropped yet. It dropped for the consoles. Although what I read for the people that were on there, they said it still has performance issues. And that's the main reason I've been staying away from it. I haven't played it since. I've only got 76 hours in it. And the 76 came from doing some of the free roam stuff when I was just driving around. But I did think about going in here. You know what? I'll make a Mind's Eye. We'll jump in and try to make something. How long has this been going though? 'Cause it'll be in the next video. Because you know, I need to make some kind of content. But what I'll try to do is I will try to make a landmine or something. You know, just something real easy or simple. I don't know if it could be done. I've been trying to avoid it though, like avoid the game because I don't want to start building something and get all the crashes. Also, I don't even ever think that map that I made got public or whatever. What I could do though, the elevator did. So what I could do is I could go in and save the map as a freaking stamp. But I'll tell you what, the next video, if you want to see it, I will go through the map that I built and then we'll go from there. So that there's something to look forward to in the next video. Until next time, adios.